Hi guys, welcome to Fully Painted Miniatures. This is Drogs, and this is part of my series that I'm doing on Aeons End, 2nd edition. And we're currently going through the base Nemesises from the base box on Expert difficulty. And we are on the 3rd one, the Prince of Gluttony. Very cool. So it took me about 8 tries or so to defeat the first Nemesis, and then basically just using almost the exact same store and mages, I went up against the Carapace Queen and defeated her on the first try. So I thought I would just keep it going and keep the same 2 mages, keep the exact same store, and just see how it goes. So we're going to start with the Prince of Gluttony. So what makes this guy cool is he basically eats cards from your store and then creates a little pile here where they all get piled up together. And you want to buy your cards from the store as much as possible. It's called the Devour pile. This is the store. That would be the Devour pile. Guys, no, I'm shooting a video. Don't yell at each other. No, don't fight over toys. So a lot of the strategy with Prince of Gluttony is basically picking your cards that you want to purchase to go to him next, so that you can then get those cards without having to grab them from the store. You pretty much want to keep your store as fully stocked as possible and just not get cards from here. So if you want a card, you want to try to think ahead, have him devour it, and then buy it from there. Also, you don't want to leave, when he unleashes, he devours 3 cards from the least expensive supply pile. So you know which one that's going to be typically, or you should if you're keeping track. So you want to make sure that there's either 3 cards there, so he can eat all 3 and you don't take any damage, or 0. And so that way you would move up to a new tier of price. So the difference between normal Prince of Gluttons and expert difficulty Prince of Gluttons is normally he starts with 3 cards in his Devour pile, 1 of each of the gem cards. On expert difficulty, he starts with 1 of each of the gem cards plus 9 extra. So I'm just going to give him 1 of every card. And the reason that's tough is because you do want to try to keep 3 here. So generally you would and there's 7 of each gem and 5 of everything else. So I would say I'm going to buy 2 focusing orbs, 2 mage's talismans, and then let him get the other 3, for example. And then try to buy the other ones real quick while I can. But doing it this way, I would only start with 5 of each gem and 4 of everything else. So that might make things a little tricky. And the reason for that is if, say, there's only 1 card in a Devour pile and he unleashes to devour 3, he would do 4 damage to Gravehold, 2 for each missing card. So he can do a lot of damage to Gravehold pretty quickly, too. All right, so everything is shuffled up. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and the mages, I haven't gone through what I have. So for the mages, I'm using Kadir and Lash. These are the same 2 I've been using the last couple rounds. So Kadir's special ability is Otherworldly Gate. Allows her to return up to 3 spells. Actually, she can use it for either mage. That's not okay. Here, I'll open the back door for you. It's chilly, but I don't want you fighting. So sorry about this, guys. Usually they're much better behaved. They've been getting really used to me shooting videos, and the barkings have been getting a lot better, but she's just acting up today. I don't know what's going on. All right. So her special ability, Kadir's, is Otherworldly Gate. It allows you to return 3 spells from your discard pile to your hand. You may then prep 2 spells to each open breach that turn, and you can cast it during either mage's turn. And then her special card is Emerald Shard. You can gain 1 power like a crystal, or use it to gain 1 life. Then you have Lash. His special power allows you to shuffle a player's turn order card back into the turn order deck at the cost of 1 hit point. And you can also use it for either player. And you can even use it on, say, his turn to put Kadira's card back in. Kadira's turn pays the price in health. And then his unique card is the Court Shard. He gains 1 power. You may also reveal the top card of the turn order deck. If it's a player card, he gets 2 power instead of 1. And if it's a Nemesis card, you may place that card on the bottom of the deck. All right, and then as far as my store goes, I have a 2-cost gem, the Jade, which generates 2 power. Love that card. It's one of my favorites. I also have Vrisswood Amber. It's a 3-cost gem that generates 2 power. But when you gain this, you may put it on top of your deck instead of on the bottom of your discard pile. And then our high-cost gem is going to be the Burning Opal. For 5 costs, you gain 3 power. And you may also choose to discard a card in your hand, which will allow your ally to draw an extra card. So it's good for like discarding a crystal you don't need to give your ally 6 cards for their next turn. Then I also took Focusing Orb. It's a 4-cost relic that can focus either player's breach, or you can destroy it to gain 3 life to Gravehold. I then took Mage's Talisman, a 5-cost relic that generates a charge for the special ability for each mage. That's definitely one of my favorite cards. So is this one. Spectral Echo. It's a 3-cost spell that deals 2 damage. It's effectively an upgraded Spark, but it also allows you to destroy a card in your hand. So this lets you curate your deck and eliminate all these crystals and sparks from your starting hand, which it makes your turnover so much nicer. You don't think it makes a big difference to get rid of 5-6 cards, but it makes a huge difference. All right, and then our first 4-cost spell is Ignite. It deals 2 damage as well, but it also grants a charge for your ally whenever you cast. And then I took a second 4-cost spell, Amplify Vision. It focuses your closed breach with the lowest focus cost. It also deals 2 damage, but if you have all 3 breaches open, this becomes a 3 damage spell. And then our 5-cost spell is Essence Theft. It also does 3 damage, and you may discard a card in your hand, and that allows you to gain 1 life. So, point of this store setup: gems are cheap and efficient. Get your economy going really quickly. I think Jade is the most efficient. Burning Opal is right up there too, though. Focusing Orb obviously allows me to focus breaches. So does Amplify Vision. Focusing Orb also allows me to heal Gravehold. Mage's Talisman gives me charges. Ignite also gives me charges. Spectral Echo allows me to curate and destroy cards. Burning Opal also allows me to discard cards for a benefit. Essence Theft allows me to discard cards for healing. And then I also get some healing here and a little bit of turn order manipulation. So, and then with their special abilities, I get extra activations and extra spells. So I feel it's a very offensive setup, considering how low damage the spell cards are. All right, so enough talking. It's been almost 10 minutes. I should probably get started, huh? So let's see how this goes. All right, we're going to... Oh, yes, let me create the Devour pile first. We start with 3 gems, going from most expensive to least expensive. That is the standard mode Devour pile. On expert difficulty, he gets 9 additional cards. So one way to play this would probably be to take a card you just have no interest in whatsoever and specific, like maybe a gem that you have no interest in. Just focus on the other 2 and just give him 6 of those and then 3 of something else you don't really care about. But I'm going to just give him all 9, 1 of each, in kind of descending order. All right, nothing on the board. First card is Haze Spewer. I'll show that to you guys. So this is a 5 life minion that does damage to Gravehold equal to his current life on each activation. But then after his activation, he takes 1 damage. So the next time Nemesis activates, he's going to deal 5 damage to Gravehold. And he activates and does 5 damage. So not the best turn order luck starting this game out. But that does do 1 damage to the Haze Spear. So that does bring him down to 4. So that's a silver lining, I guess. Oh no. And then we get Banesire. 6 life minion unleashes on every turn. I don't think I'm going to win this game. I never win a game that I get Banesire in the first round. All right. First turn for Kadir. She's going to prep Spark. She's going to generate 4 power. And, man, that's not good. By Amplify Vision. Ugh, I don't like that one. 3 crystals, 2 sparks. And Lash goes next. And then he's going to generate 3. It's going to be 5 power. So he's going to buy this Jade and this Firstwood Amber for 5. Feel better about that. 5. And then Kadir's turn. She's going to cast Spark. Haze Spear. I got to get rid of him first. I have to. And then she's going to spend 3 power to open her second breach. Prep 2 sparks. Her next turn will be 3 crystals, Emerald Shard, and Amplify Vision. Lash is going to cast Spark on Haze Spear. And same thing, he's going to pay 3, open up his second breach, prep 2 sparks. 2, 3, 4, 5. And on his next turn, he will have Firstwood, a Jade, Quartz Shard, and 2 crystals. Not the start I was hoping for, but, you know, it is what it is. I wasn't expecting to find, like, a mage store combination that you could just roll through all 4 of the Nemesises. I thought each one would kind of have a specific strategy or special ability combination that it would require. Like this one, you got to be real quick, real offensive. This one, you got to be more defensive. This one, you got to be a little bit more utilitarian in terms of, I don't know, getting charges or whatever. But I don't know if that's the case. Oh, no. Okay, so Nemesis is going to go first. So Haze Spear is going to do 2 damage to Gravehold and then take 1. Haze Banesire unleashes, which is going to eat 1, 2, 3 Jades. And then we draw a card. Devour 2 cards from the second most expensive gem supply pile. That is 2 Firstwood Ambers are now devoured. Any player suffers 2 damage. Kadir will take that, and that will drop her to 8. Okay. Kadir's turn. She will cast the first spark to kill the Haze Spear, get him off the board, and the second one will do 1 damage to the Banesire. She will then prep Amplify Vision, use Emerald Shard to heal herself 1 point, and use 3 crystal to buy a Firstwood Amber, which goes on top of her deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And her next turn will be a Versewood, 3 crystals, and a spark. Nemesis, Banesire unleashes. That is going to eat 2 Jades, taking them off the board, and dealing 2 damage to Greyfold, bringing Greyfold down to 21. We still draw a card. Thoughtbiter, 6 life, persistent. Any player suffers 2 damage, or devour 2 relics from the least expensive Devour pile. So I'm already in over my head. But that's why we play, right? So Lash's turn, he's going to cast Spark twice and do 2 damage to the Banesire, dropping him to 3. He just rapidly went right through all that. All right. Court Shard is going to generate 2 power. So we get 2 from the crystals, 2 here, that's 4, 6, 8 power. So let's just see what we got here. 1, 2. Yeah, why not? I'm just going to buy these for 7. So 2 Jades. This is all discarded. And a Versewood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So his next turn, 3 crystals, Versewood, and a spark. Oh, and if the Glutton devours the entire store pile, I lose the game automatically. So that is a thing as well. Okay, Lash's turn again. He's going to prep a spark. And then he generates 5 power. He's going to buy an essence stuff too. His next turn, 2 crystals, Court Shard. Sorry. 3 crystals, 2 sparks. Okay. Kadyr's going to cast Amplify Vision. That's going to deal 2 damage to the Banesire, bring him down to 1, and it's going to focus her 3rd breach. She's going to prep Spark, and she has 5 power to generate. She's going to buy 2 Jades. So, not super efficient, but again, you really don't want to be going through your store cards as much as you can help it. It's okay to like jump down here a little bit, buy a couple of spells. Probably want to grab like a Spectral Echo for each of them. But it doesn't really make sense for me to be like buying gems other than what's on the Devour pile. And I would love to get through that whole gem pile to start getting at some of the other cards that are in there. That's what I'm trying to do. Luckily, those Jades are cheap enough that I can probably do that. I mean, how many are even? I'm allowed to look through this. That is in the rule. Yeah, so if I get through this Jade and this Burning Opal, then I start getting good stuff. It does make it a little hard to plan. So I have a lot more gems than I would like right now, and fewer spells, and I don't have any relics at all. I would like to get maybe Kadir, Mage's Talisman, Lash, a Focusing Orb, and then a Spectral Echo for each would be nice, but it kind of feels like I'm still going to be buying gems for a little bit. All right, Kadir goes, or Lash, sorry, goes next, which is great because he's going to kill the Banesire. 1 damage. He's then going to prep 2 sparks. And for this 3, he's going to buy a Spectral Echo. Doesn't make sense to buy a single Jade for that. 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to have 3 Jades, a Versewood, and a Court Shard. So, Nemesis goes next. Thoughtbiter. Interesting. gonna let him devour 2 relics. Yeah. Any player suffers 3 damage or devour 3 spells from any spell supply pile. I'm gonna let him devour those amplifies. I'm okay with those because I'm gonna buy them. 2 sparks are going to drop the Thought Biter to 4. Now I do have some healing ability, or the potential for healing ability, but I don't really have it just yet. All right, so Quartz Shard is worth 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we're going to buy 2 Amplify Visions and a charge. His next turn will be 3 crystals, an Essence Stuff, then a Versewood. And Kadir goes next. She's going to cast Spark, deal 1 damage to the Thought Biter, bring him to 3. She's going to prep 2 sparks, and can't do anything for 2, except get a charge. Yeah, okay. I'm going to spend 3 and get a Spectral Echo. 2, 3, 4, 5. Her next turn, 2 Jades, a Versewood, Amplify Vision, and a Crystal. So that's not bad. 7 power and a decent spell. Alright, and it is her turn. She's going to cast 2 Sparks, dealing 2 damage to the Thought Biter, dropping him to 1. Prep a Amplify Vision, and then she generates 7 power. And she's going to buy this Amplify Vision and a Versewood. Oh, no. And another Spectral Echo. Her next turn, 3 crystals, Spark, and a Spectral Echo. It is the Nemesis turn. On this time, I am going to take the 2 damage from the Thought Biter. Lash is going to take that, and that drops him to 8. And then we're going to draw a card. Agony Field. Destroy a card in hand that costs 2 power or more. Power 2, unleash. Any player discards 3 cards in the hands and then draws 1 card. I'm just going to destroy this Versewood. Take that over there. And just get rid of that. So overall, not too bad. Not too bad. He's devoured up 2 of my piles. But, you know, I bought the 3 Amplify Visions back. I'm planning on buying those 2 Focusing Orbs. And I'm planning on going through those gems too. I'm just gonna attack that devouring pile. I will. It actually kind of works to my advantage a little bit that it has 1 of each card in there because I want those cards. So there's nothing in there that I'm like upset about that I have to get through. All right. Lash first. He's gonna prep Essence Theft, and with his 3 power, he's gonna buy the last Spectral Echo. 2, 3, 4, 5. His next turn, Spectral Echo, Spark, and 3 crystals. It's going to be Kadir first, though. She's going to use Amplify Vision to kill the Thought Biter. And then is going to focus her 3rd breach. She will then prep Spectral Echo and Spark. And she will pay 3 for a Versewood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she gets to go again. Nice. So, how much power is this? This is 4 power. Okay. So she is going to use Spectral Echo and Spark. That's going to deal 3 damage. And with the Spectral Echo, she's going to destroy the Spark that's in her hand. And that is first blood on the Prince of Gluttony, dropping him to 67. She is then going to generate 4 power with her Versewood and 2 crystals to buy a Focusing Orb from the Devour pile. And then she's going to use her Emerald Shard to heal herself 1 point, bringing her to 10. Yeah, So she's fully healed. And her next hand, she's going to have Amplify Vision, Spectral Echo, Jade Crystal, and Spark. Nemesis goes next, though. Nothing on the board. And we get the Needle Maw, an 11 life minion that does 2 damage per activation to Gravehold. That's enough. There's no need for barking. What do you got there? Hey. Where'd you get that? Release? Yeah, no, that's not. Alright, treat. Yeah, somehow, so my male dog, he dug up the sole of a shoe, and he was chewing on it on the couch behind me, and my female was telling him. She's a little tattletale. Okay. Yeah, so we pulled out the Needle Maw. All right. And then we get Lash's turn. He's going to cast Essence Theft. That's going to deal 3 damage to the Needle Maw, dropping him from 11 to 8. And he's going to discard a crystal to gain 1 life, bringing him from 8 to 9. He will then prep Spectral Echo and Spark, and he will spend 2 for a charge. That's the other strategy I would say with Prince of Gluttony, is if you're not going to buy something from the Devour pile, just buy charges. Get their special abilities have no limits how many times you can use them. Obviously, to play into that strategy, I would probably be buying the Knights and Mage's Talismans, but oh well, that's for next game if I lose. His next hand, he's going to have a Court Shard, 2 Amplify Visions, 2 Sparks. Nemesis goes again. Gravehold takes 2 damage from the Needle Maw, dropping it to 19, and we draw a card. Dispel, unleash twice. The player with the most prep spells will be Lash. Discards the most expensive prep spell. So we gotta discard that. And double unleash. So the least expensive supply pile is Vristwood Amber. So he's going to eat 2 of those and do 2 damage to Gravehold, dropping it to 17. And then now the least expensive is 4. So that's either the Ignite or Focusing Orbs. There's 3 Ignites, 2 Focusing Orbs. So I'm going to give him the... Oh no, there's 4 Ignites. I'll give him the Focusing Orbs then. And Gravehold takes another 2 damage. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about how I'm doing? Gravehold's definitely taking some damage. Got the creatures okay. I don't actually have that many spells. Well, no, I got some Amplify Visions and Spectral Echo. So I do have the ability. I have some 2 damage spells. So I do have a little bit of offensive ability. But I didn't get any Mage's Talismans or Ignites, so I don't really have any charge generation yet. I don't know. How do you guys feel about how I'm doing? I don't feel like I'm losing super bad. And a lot of it is I just feel really good about that Devour pile. And I have lots of gems. So I do feel like I'm going to have some, 7, 8... several 8 power generating turns where I can just buy up several of those cards at once. Oh, we'll have to see. All right, so prep Amplify Vision Spectral Echo generates 3 power. That's unfortunate. Okay, so she's got to buy a charge because there is nothing else she can do with that. Oh, no. That's not true. Never mind. I will open her 3rd breach for 3 and prep that Spark. That's better. Okay. And her next turn, Firstwood, Jade, Crystal, Crystal. That's 6 power, plus an Amplify Vision. Nemesis next. Gravehold suffers 2 damage from the Needlemaw. And then we get Pulverizing Ray. Power 1. So on the next Nemesis activation, this will go off. Gravehold suffers 18 damage. The players may collectively discard up to 6 gems. Preventing 3 damage for each gem they discard. And I currently only have 5 on the board. And it goes off. So first thing is 2 damage again from the Needlemaw. Then I have to discard all 5 of my gems. And Gravehold takes another 3 damage, bringing it to 8. Not very good. I wasn't expecting Gravehold to take so much damage from the Devourer this quickly. Alright, 1 spark, 1 damage to the Needlemaw. Then we will prep 2 Amplify Visions. The other 2 sparks are just going to hang out. Can't really do anything with them. And then his next turn, he's getting 2 Jades and a Firstwood. And here we go. So we're going to cast Amplify Vision, Spectral Echo, Spark. That is worth 5 damage to the Needlemaw, dropping him to 2. And destroy a card in my hand. I don't want to do that, but it will focus my 4th Breach. Oh, it does 6 damage because the Spark had a +1. So the Needlemaw is down to 1 life. I will then prep Amplify Vision. And her next turn, she has Spectral Echo, Focusing Orb, Firstwood, Crystal, and Spark. Okay. Lash is going to go first. He's going to cast first Amplify Vision, deal 2 damage to the Needlemaw, killing it. So at least we got the creatures off the board. And then he's going to cast second Amplify Vision, dealing 2 damage to the Prince of Gluttony. And he's going to focus his 3rd Breach twice. He will then prep 2 Sparks and generate 7 power. He's going to use 4 on that Focusing Orb. And then 2 on a charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His next turn will be 3 crystals, Jade, and a Spectral Echo. I honestly don't remember from the previous playthrough what the Prince of Glutton's specific cards are, Nemesis cards. I think there were a lot of creatures. I think they're pretty much all minions, if I remember right. I don't really remember what they do, though. I remember that Thought Biter thing, because you had the artwork from the Langoliers, that Stephen King movie, where they're flying on a plane and go to, like, end of time. And then those mouths come and eat up everything. I always thought they were cool. All right. Nemesis goes first. Nothing on the board. So we draw a card. Venomite. Another creature. 9 life. The player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage. Or you may discard a prep spell worth 3 or more. Or has a cost of 3 or more. Which I think all of them except Spark fall in that category. All right. And then we get Kadir. She's going to cast Amplify Vision for 3. Because it gets the +1 from the 3rd breach. And that opens her 4th breach. Why was that already open? Oh, I only need 2. Okay, sweet. So she will then prep Spectral Echo and Spark. Focusing Orb she will use on Lash to focus his. And then she generates 3 power, which buys her a charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Her next hand, 3 crystals, a jade, and an emerald shard. And it is Nemesis again. So I can discard the Spectral Echo or take 2 damage. I think I'm just going to have Lash take the 2 damage. They're not really doing that much to my life right now. And I have healing. Okay. Unleash twice. Greyfold suffers 3 damage. No. We're just going to bring back the Nidomaw. Yeah. Sorry, I've gotten that card so many times. It brings back to life the most recently defeated creature, which I do basically every time. All right, Lash is going to go next. He's going to cast Spark twice, deal 2 damage to the Nidomaw. Or, I'm sorry, Venomite. Dropping it to 4. He will then prep Spectral Echo, and he has 5 power to generate. Ooh, I would love a Burning Opal or a Mage's Talisman. What does she have? 5. Yeah, I'm going to buy a Mage's Talisman. All right. Spectral Echo, Essence Stuff, 3 crystals. And we get... where is this? Okay. So I will cast Spark and Spectral Echo. The Spark does 2 damage, Spectral Echo 3. Venomite has 4 life, so we overkill him by 1. And the Spectral Echo lets me destroy a card, and I will destroy one of these crystals. I will then use the Emerald Shard to give 1 life back to Lash, bring him up to 8, and then I will spend 4 on a Focusing Orb. I want all those Focusing Orbs, even though her breaches are open, because I can use them to heal Greyfold. And her next turn will be a Spark, 2 crystals, Jade, and Verswood. And we get Lash next. Yeah. Oh. That's annoying. A lot of these turns are being very inefficient. It's okay, little girl. I'm recording a video. Yeah. Everything's okay. No? Hold up. 1 second. Show me. Close the door. Better. Thank you. Treat. No. Get you guys a peanut butter biscuit. Yeah, good babies. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I know it doesn't make for the most engaging content in the world to constantly be leaving like that. Alright, so back to Lash's turn. I'm at a little bit of a crossroads here. I could... No. I'll just do it. I'm going to cast Spectral Echo. I'm going to do 2 damage to Nidomaw, dropping him to 9. And I'm going to destroy a crystal. I will prep an Essence Theft and a Spectral Echo, and I will use the remaining 2 crystals to buy a charge. I was debating whether to hold on to that 3rd crystal and use it to buy this Verswood up here. But it's just not worth it. All right, next turn. 2 Amplified Visions, Spark, Court Shard, Focusing Orb. I feel pretty good about everything except the life of Greyfold. I do have a bunch of Focusing Orbs, and I need 3 more activations, effectively, to start destroying them. But I got 2 Amplified Visions right here, so 2 more activations in, and those will be... These 3 cards will actually open up that 3rd and 4th breach. So after that, I can destroy all my Focusing Orbs for life. And if I have all of them, it will heal 15 life to Greyfold. So hopefully I can do that. All right, Kadir is going to go first. Going to prep Spark to the 4th breach. And then she's going to generate 2, 4, 5, 6. So she's going to take, both of these first woods for 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's going to have 2 Amplify Visions, Spectral Echo, 2 Verswoods for her next turn. And she gets to go again. Spark is going to deal 2 damage to the Nidomaw. And then she's going to prep 2 Amplify Visions, 2 Spectral Echoes, and she's going to pay 4 for Focusing Orb. Look at that. Not too shabby. Her next turn will be Focusing Orb, Crystal, Verswood, Spectral Echo, Spark. And nice, Slash goes next. So he's going to cast Essence Stuffed and Spectral Echo. That's worth 5 damage to the Nidomaw. May also destroy a card in hand. He's going to destroy the Spark. And I can discard for life. So I will discard the Court Shard to gain 1 life, bringing him up to 9. Yeah. I will then use this Focusing Orb to open his 3rd breach. And I will prep the 2 Amplify Visions. Then I have 2 Sparks, 2 Jades for Swid. And he gets to go again. Sweet. I'm going to use this Amplify Vision first. That's going to do 2 damage to the Nidomaw. Killing it. And focusing 4th Orb. 4th Breach. This Amplify Vision is going to do 3 damage to the Prince of Gluttony. And that's going to force open the 4th breach. So all 8 of my breaches are now officially open. And I'm going to prep those 2 Sparks. And then I generate 6 power. Let's take a look at this Devour Pile. What do we got? Ugh. Infuriating. Okay. So I will take this Jade. And then I will buy an Ignite. No. Yeah. Put that back. So I'm buying the Ignite, and then I'm buying a Charge, and then I'm going to use his ability on Kadir, costing her 1 life. Don't worry, I'm going to shuffle that in just a sec. And his next turn will be 3 Crystals, a Jade, and a Mage's Talisman. About time. Alright, so I took the 1 card, put it back on top. This is just going to give me an extra activation. Okay. And she gets it. Nice. That was... Trust me, I'm not that good at shuffling. Okay, and there's no creatures on the board. So... she's going to destroy focus. Oh, no, I got to cast the spells first. Okay. So both Amplify Visions are 2 damage, +1 for all 4 breaches being open, so they go up to 3, and then they're both on a +1 breach, so both of these are worth 4. The Spectral Echo is worth 2, so that is 10 damage. Unopposed, dropping the Prince of Gluttony to 52, from 62 to 52. There's no more breaches to open. And then using Spectral Echo, I can destroy a card. So I will destroy Crystal. I will then prep Spectral Echo and Spark. I will destroy this Focusing Orb to heal 3 hit points to Gravehold, bringing it to 11. And then using this Verswood, I will buy this Jade. And then her next turn, 2 crystals, Jade, Focusing Orb, Emerald Shard. These are both going to be Nemesis cards, though, back to back. So Nemesis first, nothing on the board. And we get a creature, Mind Guzzler. Set this minion's life equal to 8 plus the number of empty supply piles, which is 5. So that's 13 life. And every turn he unleashes. So that's not good. I need to get rid of him. And he's going to activate. So the first thing that happens is we unleash. So he's going to devour 3 cards from the cheapest supply pile, which are these 3 ignites, which I want. And then we draw a card. Another creature. Seraphage, 7 life. Devour cards equal to this minion's life from 1 supply pile. Then this minion suffers 2 damage. So he eats 7 cards. That's really dangerous. Because obviously none of these piles have 7 in them. But if he were to eat, say, Essence Stuff, which has 3, well, he's going to do 8 damage to Gravehold for the remaining 4 that weren't available. So I'm feeling less good. Breaches are open, that's great. That gives me some extra damage. The highest damage I can really get is 4 on any of my cards, which are the Amplify Visions and Essence Stuffs, on a 3rd or 4th breach. It's still not horrible damage. Like, I can definitely pick away at him. My character's life is fine. Gravehold's life is... He's definitely taken more hits than I thought I was going to. So I don't know if I managed the store supply pile quite right. And it's a little tough for me to take out the creatures. Just not quite enough damage. My biggest complaint is that with the cards that I have in my decks right now, I haven't curated them enough, and I don't have enough special ability generation. But we're going to see how everything goes. All right, so first we're going to cast these 2 sparks that do 4 damage, and we're going to do all of that on the Seraphage. He's definitely the most dangerous. All right, I have nothing to prep. I'm going to cast Mage's Talisman to generate a charge for each player. And then I generate 5 power. Grab that ignite, I guess. I've had a lot of those inefficient turns where, I'm buying a 4-cost card for 5 power and things like that. So his next turn, 2 crystals, Quartz Shard, Spectral Echo, Essence Stuff. Okay, he does get to go next. So he's going to prep Essence Stuff, Spectral Echo. Quartz Shard allows him to take that, put it on the bottom. And he generates 3 power. And he's going to buy a charge. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And his next turn will be 2 Amplify Visions, Spectral Echo, Focusing Orb, and Ignite. And we do get Kadir next, which is nice. So Spectral Echo is going to kill the Seraphage. It's going to do 3 damage, killing the Seraphage. And then Spark's going to deal 2 to the, was that Mind Guzzler? Yeah. We'll do those. I am not going to get rid of a card with the Spectral Echo. I know. I'm going to destroy this Focusing Orb. Healing Gravehold by 3 again, bring it up to 14. I'm then going to use the Emerald Shard to generate 1 life for herself. And then I'm going to use these 4 to buy this Ignite. I think I've bought enough cards now, even though I kind of wanted to get through these 2. What's the order here? I wanted to get this Ignite, this Burning Opal. I wanted this last Focusing Orb and this Mage's Talisman. and then I was fine grabbing all those spell cards effectively. But my decks are a little bit too big, and I didn't get to curate enough, so I think I'm switching over to just buying charges at this point. Okay, Mind Guzzler is going to unleash. So we go to the cheapest supply pile. We're going to go for these. Needs 3 cards. Yeah. Take the Burning Opals. And draw a card. Another creature. God Feeders. 8 life. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Devour a gem from the most expensive gem supply pile. So the thing that's cool about this guy is, say I bought up these 2, then he wouldn't devour anything. He just doesn't devour. He still does 3 damage to Gravehold though. Okay. And Kadir does get a turn. It's not going to be a great one though. Prep Spark. And can't use her ability either. And she generates 6 power, which she's going to buy 3 charges with to queue up her special ability. But it's not useful for either of my mages yet. So, not the best timing. This is definitely not the best game I've ever played. 2 Amplify Visions, 2 Verswoods, and a Focusing Orb. It's our next turn, but we get Nemesis next. So first we Unleash. He's going to eat these Burning Opals again. And that's going to do 2 damage to Gravehold. Then Gravehold takes another 3 damage, dropping it to 9. And that ends the Devour. And then we get Reality Rupture. Destroy 2 prep spells that each cost 3 or more. Power 1 and leash 3 times. So I'm just going to do that. It's my only essence stuff, but I don't need the healing. So I'm just going to discard that. Alright. As long as I can keep Gravehold alive, what I really need is to start getting those good wham bam combos of her using her special ability. How did I do that last time? I basically used her special ability to keep pulling back essence stuffs, so then I could keep piling on, you know, an extra 12 damage while giving myself an extra 3 points of healing. And then I kept using his ability to, which also would cause me damage, to just give myself extra activations. So instead of having in one round 2, 2, 2, I think it would be more like 2, 3, 3. With her on one of them having a double, or 2 of them, 2 out of those 6 having a extra spells, which is like an extra 25 damage. All right. Okay, so we're going to start with Lash. I will take that. We're going to prep all 4 of these spells and destroy this Focusing Orb for 3 life. Bring Gravehold back up to 12. No power, though. His next turn, Verswood, 2 Jays, 2 Sparks. And he gets to go again. That's what I like to see. I'm thinking the God Feeder's the most dangerous. So we will use both these Amplify Visions. They'll do 2 plus 1 for all breaches being open, plus 1 for the 3rd or 4th breach. So they do 4 apiece. So 2 of those will do 8 damage and kill the God Feeders. We will then do Spectral Echo and Ignite. They do 2 each. So that's going to do 4 to the Mind Guzzler, dropping him to 7. That also grants a single charge to Kadir, which gets wasted. And I may destroy a card. I'm going to destroy a Spark. Yeah. But I will then prep Spark. I'm then going to use Otherworldly Gate from Kadir. I can use it during either player's turn. And I will return 2 Amplify Visions and Ignite. And I will prep those. I can prep 2 to each breach for this turn. So they're all going to be in the 3rd and 4th breach. And then I still generate 6 power, which I will use to buy 3 charges. And I will then activate his special ability on himself, costing him 1 life, dropping him to 8. Allowing him to take one of these 2 cards, shuffle it back in there. See, that's really what I needed. It was a nice, good turn like that. So I killed 1 creature, brought the other one to half life, and I have 8, 10, 13 damage on deck, plus a charge generation. And gave himself another turn. So that is going to fire off this round. Plus, Kadir still has both of her activations. Okay, Nemesis first. First thing is an Unleash. Devour 3 cards. We're going to devour these 3 Mage's Talismans. Now, here's the bad news. There's only 3 cards left. So if he unleashes again, I lose the game. So I don't think I played this correctly. He just devoured too much. Yeah. But going to cast a Spark, deal 2 damage. I mean, how do you prevent that other than killing the creatures faster? I'm going to destroy this Focusing Orb, bringing Greyfold back up to 15. And with these 2 Vrisswoods, I'm going to buy 2 charges. What did I do? It wasn't her turn. Well, at least we know what I'm doing on her turn. Shit. Sorry, guys. It's because I just figured out I lost. Unleash 3 times. That would lose me the game. Or any player suffers damage equal to the number of empty supply piles, which is 8. So 8 damage to Kadir. She had full life though. She had 10. So that's unfortunate. And I basically just cancel out a whole first turn for her. So that's another Nemesis card. So I just lost the game because that eats these 3. And that's one of the rules. When all the supply piles are empty except for the Devour pile, the players lose. It's the last line there. So, I don't know. I felt pretty good about it overall. I don't necessarily think this is a bad deck for fighting against this guy. I didn't... Oh, it's okay, little one. He has a lot of creatures. And I drew a lot of creatures from the basic supply or basic Nemesis cards, which just gave him a ton of life that I had to chew through. And the Banesire giving him extra unleashes always screws me. You know, just starting the game like that, kind of behind the 8 ball. I did get cards I liked. Oh, hey, no. You don't eat the couch. What are you doing? You know better. You don't eat the couch. No. I didn't get my charge generation up at all early. So next time if I would be happy to go up against him again using the same 2 mages, the same store. I would definitely change how I purchased items though. I would try to get at least one of my mages, if not both of them, to have a Mage's Talisman early. Like, I should not have, that first time I got 5 with Lash, I should not have bought the Essence Theft. Their personal life is not an issue. I should have bought a Mage's Talisman, period. That would have given me an extra special ability activation much, much, much earlier in the game. And that could have made a big difference depending on when that came out. I also, even though I bought a bunch of Spectral Echoes, I feel like I didn't get to use them very well. And because he eats all the cheap cards early, it makes it really tough to find efficient purchases. So you're less able to kind of plan, your deck, buying what you want for them. So I don't know. I struggled with that a little bit. If you have any thoughts on where you saw me screw up, please let me know in the comments. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to look at the other mages and see, because there's a few other combinations that I think are really powerful that I want to try out. Like maybe Mist, she gets that draw 4 additional cards. I think that could be really, really useful against Prince of Gluttons. Or maybe Zaxos. I think that was the combination I used. Mist with Zaxos. Make sure the turn order deck doesn't completely screw you up. But I felt like I had a good handle on the healing for both players and Gravehold. And I was doing decent against the creatures. He ate the whole store. I let him unleash too many times. And I discarded most of those cards. It was really just from the creatures. I think you just got to kill this guy real quick, because he's just going to have cards. No, that one would have been okay. Unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 4 damage. That just eats 6 cards. Oh, maybe the other way to handle that is to have him devour sections with only 1 card left. Maybe that's the way to handle it, and just tank the damage. I don't know. We'll see. We'll try it next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. You guys are the best. Have a great day.